the channel to all my Orbeez. I'm here, you're here, and those hand ass bitches are over there. Okay, so let's get started with this YouTube video today, honey. Okay, so today's story time is gonna be story time. Oh, excuse me. Well, me and my DL Sneaky Link got caught. Okay, so boom. So we got so the story time is gonna be the time that we got caught, but we got caught by his father. Okay, so remember that's gonna be the main plot of the story. Okay, honey, this is going on. Okay, so boom. Oh my goodness, you guys, I can't believe I'm releasing on this story time, but honey, let's get into it. You know what time it is. Story time. So, boom. So let's get into it. So we're gonna name him Bounce. We're gonna name him Big Bounce. Okay, because this was my drug dealer boyfriend, okay, at the time. Now, some of you guys already know about my drug dealer boyfriend, honey. Okay, when I was back on them blocks, serving these bitches they looks. Still serving these bitches they looks, okay? But that was my drug dealer boyfriend. I am not that same girl anymore. I have changed a whole lot. You know, a lot of bitches like to say, oh, Ori, you know. See, people are so wishy-washy. For one, they like to say that you changed, all right? And then, well, I already know that I changed, okay? I don't need any bitch to let me know that I changed. And yes, I did change for the good. Like, you know, let me tell you something. Let me give you a little backstory about me, okay? Some of you girls don't know. So, I did come from a hood. I did not come from a city. I was only like 30, 40 minutes from the heart of the city of Chicago. I am from Illinois. I did come from a very kind of project type of neighborhood in the suburbs, the low-end suburbs, back in Illinois, the south suburbs. But a lot of people like to, you know, let me tell you something. I changed. I know that I changed. Boom. The problem is people say that you change, and then like, okay, yes, like I'm aware that I changed, but then when I'm aware and I let bitches know that I I changed, now bitches are trying to throw everything that I used to do, everything that I've been through in my face. Hunting. That's like the iPhone 7 being out. 5 years later, now we got the 12 or whatever, the 13 or whatever the case may be. Baby, there's a new and improved version. No matter how much you talk about the 7, bitch, the new improved version is alive. It's visible. So, yeah, these bitches is just washed up. Okay, honey. So, yeah, so I changed a whole lot. I don't deal with street dudes anymore. Sorry if you try to swipe that card, bitch, it declined. I don't mess with hood dudes anymore. That's just that me now. For some of you bitches may say that, oh, well, Ori, you know, you still really talk like, you know, you're a hood and this and that. Let me tell you something, bitch. Let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you, bitch, something, right? We're gonna get this shit out the way, and then we're gonna get into the story. So let me tell you something. This is a personality. This is something that's always gonna be with me, honey, okay? But the type of girl that I was back in the day, I used to talk about people, I used to bully people, I used to do all types of shit, I used to fight. I don't do that shit anymore. The way I talk is a personality. And another thing, I'm a professional lady. There's a time and a place for everything, okay? You know, how you know you act a certain way, you know, towards your kids. You know, you act a certain way in terms of you being in a different environment, different situations. You know, I know how to hold my weight. Okay, baby, I'm a professional lady. And I am this type of lady. I'm an entertainer. This is what I do. So for all you bitches is running your chops, bitch, shut up, put something in your mouth, and let's get to this YouTube video. Okay, so boom. So we're gonna call him Big Boss. So Big Boss, you know, I do love hood dudes. I do love hood dudes because, like, girl, they know what they want. They know how to put it down. You know, I like a man to take control, okay? But, yeah, so Big Boss, you know, he was a big boss in all aspects, in all areas. Big Boss. Big Boss, all good stuff, okay? So boom. So, as you guys know, I met Big Boss on the dating app. You know, he didn't know that I was transgender. He couldn't believe that I was transgender. And I hate when people can't believe that you're transgender. Like, you have to lie about you being transgender. Like, a lot of the dudes like to say, oh, this must be one way for you to turn me down. Oh, you must not want to talk to me. Am I not attractive? This and this and this and that. First of all, who is going to sit here and lie about being transgender? You know how much shit that I go through with being transgender? That's something that's not to be played around with. Come on now. Be smarter, be better than that. So anyway, so yeah, so y'all kind of already know about that or whatever. I think I talked about that or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, that's Big Boss. That's how we met. So a little fast forward. So me and Big Boss, you know, I used to have to, like I told you, this is my deal, Sneaky Link, my first, relationship. Real relationship, I kind of count, I kind of don't. But anyway, I learned a lot from that relationship. But yeah, but he used to be my sneaky deal link after we got out the relationship. I was still actually screwing around with him. And then not only that, girl, he was the one that took my V card. He was the one that was able to hit raw. He hit raw. When I tell you it was so like good, the sex was so good, but one thing about me is if you mind, you're gonna be able to hit raw. But nowadays, like I've been in other little tiny relationships, and no, you are not able to hit raw with me because it's too much going on out here, too many diseases, too much all of that. The only dude that's gonna be able to hit raw is the dude that I marry. If I don't marry a dude, then you're not gonna be able to hit raw. Point blank point. Unless if I find a very, 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 very high end rich sugar daddy that, like I'm talking about fucking millions, that fucking already gave me fucking millions after millions or some shit like that. And I'm like, okay, this is the only dude that I'm gonna, mess around with. Then maybe I would consider that. But other than that, honey, I am not doing none of the foolishness. So boom. So you guys gotta kind of understand how really important this dude was at the time. So let's fast forward. So like I said, he was my stinky DL. So boom. So at this time I was a sophomore. But we were screwing around really throughout my whole high school experience. But I was a sophomore when I did meet him and I let him hit raw. Now when we were not together, he was not able to hit raw. But this is so I'm gonna tell you about all the times that will give you an idea of really how all the times that we snuck out, how it really went down. So at the time when I was a sophomore, I was not able to leave the house after 10. I was supposed to be in the house by 10 p.m. And the summertime was a different story. Now, he was 21, 22 or whatever at the time when I was in high school. And so he was able to be out and about whenever he pleased. So I would actually have sneaked and see him early in the morning time. And so, I was just that girl, I was just that girl, honey. Oh my goodness. Okay, so much to tell in this story time. Okay, so my mom used to go to work a little bit before I used to go get ready for school and get on the bus. So I used to have to make up lies and just come up with different stories on why I was leaving the house a little earlier than expected, right, honey? So one of my main reasons was I had to, go help my friend out with her hair. At the time, my mom was, just buy that, but then it got to a point where, how is you doing this girl hair every single morning time, So I kind of got the idea that she was kind of catching on just a little bit. So then when like the new semester would start or whatever, I'll tell my mom that I would, go on an early bird bus. So hold on, before we get into all that, so let me tell you how it went down. So, just that girl, getting ready for school, hair done. You know, I always see with the cute little buns with the earrings in. Because at this time, my mom did kind of know that, like, I was out and I was wearing different type of earrings and stuff like that. Because I remember I told you guys that, you know, I used to have to hide my earrings. I used to hide the way I wear my hair or whatever. But at this time, she pretty much already knew what was going on. So, you know, just looking like that girl. Well, hold on, let's get back to the early bird bus. The early bird thing. So the early bird bus thing was a bus where you used to go to school to, you know, do your extracurriculums or whatever, like, you know, get like the extra credit that you needed for school, whatever. I used to do like gym or a class that you needed or to get, you know, get out the way or whatever. That's what that was. Girl, I really never did that shit. I never got on the fucking bus, honey. Okay? That was just my excuse. So boom. So let's fast forward to me being that girl. Okay, so I was, you know, doing my hair as usual, you know, getting ready for school, you know, like I was actually going to school. Because, you know, that's what my mom thought I was doing. I would still go to school too. Now, remind you, I did have to get up earlier because at the time, you know, I had to be to school. You know, I can't just keep missing school because and then at that time, my school used to call my mom, especially I was really known. But they would call your parent if you were not in school, if you were tardy, like that would come to my mom's phone. And my mom was very strict. So I had to make sure that I was, you know, on time and everything. Remind you, now he did not live in the area either. So boom. So, and good thing that I did used to live in Chicago. And it was cold because I used to tell my mom, like, you know, Uber is, you know, it's coming to get me or whatever. Because she would be like, you know, wondering like whose car you getting in or whatever. You know, at the time, my friend, when I used to say that I used to do her hair, she used to live like right up the street. I would tell her that though, or whatever the case may be. And then I told her I used to do another friend's hair all the way on the other side by the school because I did not live, you know, by the school, of course, because there was a bus. Now, girl, I never did hair in a day in my fucking life. Girl, but my mom at the time, she didn't really know what I was doing when I wasn't at home. So in her eyes, she thought I was doing hair. So boom. So where was I at? Girl, so much going on in this story. So did I get to the part where I was? Where was I at? Oh yeah, so he did not live by the school at all. And y'all don't mind if there's a fly in here, girl. The house is not dirty. The house is clean, honey. But when I came in from the side door, a fly had got in. So boom. So he did not live in the neighborhood, like any like where my like he was like 15 minutes away. You know, he was not in town or anything like that. So boom. So I definitely had to bet on my P's and my Q's. You know. So I was leaving a little bit earlier than my mom was leaving out for work. So boom. So let's get to the part where, you know, I get to his house and this is the time that we got caught. But that was just a idea of how I would get ready and go sneak out to go see him, you know, or whatever. So boom. So I would get to his house, you know, as usual, fresh, clean, looking like that girl, you know, whatever the case may be. Now, when I know you guys are probably thinking like, so what clothes did you wear, you know, when you got, you know, from out of his house? Where I would really just keep my same clothes on just because I was already clean and fresh. So, you know, I would take off my clothes, we would do what we do, and I would just put my clothes back on. But I would take a shower, though, of course, before I put my clothes back on because, you know, my clothes was clean or whatever the case may be. So, boom. So, at this time now, he was in Georgia, like I told you guys. This was his house. But this time, he told me that his dad was going to be at his house working on something. So, you know, my Uber's outside, so, you know, it's time for me to go. So I walk out and his dad, you know, sees me and he was just like, good morning or whatever the case may be. You know, he asked me like how long have we, you know, we've been together or whatever, or the case may be, because he told his dad that I was his girlfriend. So I was just like, you know, it kind of like all this, like he was just asking questions, like remind you, at this time when we had got caught, we were not dating. So I'm just like, he was asking me questions that like I had to, you know, make up a lie on because everything that he was asking me was something different than, you know, than what was actually going on. So he was like, how long have you guys been together or whatnot? And I had to think of like, I didn't really, I mean, I really just told him, I was like, we've been off and on because what was I going to do? Say a year, 2 years? I mean, I don't really know what he told his dad, you know. So he was just like, oh, okay. And then so as like, he's just asking me certain questions. He looks me up and down. Now, remind you, I'm not on hormones now, and I was not on hormones back then. But as you guys see, I do have something stuffed in here. I have actually these really well stable pads that are in here. So he was just like, so at the time I didn't have that. So he was just like, you don't really look, mature, to be talking to, my son. Now, his dad really seemed like a very, like, well, see, there goes that fly. Fly needs to, a really well-mannered gentleman and stuff like that, really, really well respected. So he was like, he was looking me down. He was like, you don't really look mature to be with my son because, like I said, his son was 21, 22 years old at the time. But at that time, I think he was about 23 at this time because he was 21, 22 when I had met him. So he was probably 22, 23 at this time. One thing about me that you guys, if you don't know, when I but for the girls that know, for the girls that know, the girls that just know. My face would get real red. I was very pale sometimes during my high school years because it was the winter time and stuff, and like I used to just get real light or whatever the case may be. But I always had anxiety, and my face would get like real red. And for the girls that know, the girls that just know, okay? So boom. So where was I at? So I'm just like shit, I don't even know what the hell to say. He was like, so how old are you? And I told him I was just like, I'm 20. And like, bitch, girl, I was like, what, 16 at the time? Girl, I am lying out my motherfucking ass, bitch. I am not no damn 20. I am 21 right now. Girl, imagine how young I looked back then, like with nothing. I was so particular, like, girl. And so he was just like, you're not 20. He was like, you're not 20. He was like, I don't know what you're doing, but you're not 20. And I was just like, I was like, I am 20. I was like, I don't have, a chest or anything because he did mention he was like, physically I don't look mature. And he was just like, so I told him, I was like, I'm transgender. Why the fuck did that come out my motherfucking mouth? I don't know why. But at that time, I was just really scared that he was going to get in trouble for me being underage. So I wasn't, really thinking, clearly at the time. And I was like, I'm this fucking fly. So I just told him I was transgender. I was like, that's why I have no chest. Girl, his dad fucking flipped the fuck shit. And he was like, oh, you got to get away from my house. He was like, I do not believe in that. I don't know. I don't do your type of people. Get out. Bye. When I tell you that he was on the ladder working and stuff because he had paws or whatever, doing whatever he was doing in the room. Girl, when I tell you that he fucking jumped off that damn fucking ladder, the fucking ladder fucking kind of tilted, then it fell. He was like, go. He went in and he was like, this is what we doing now, this is what we doing now. And mind you, I told you that this was his house. My ex-boyfriend's house. He was just like, his dad, I heard him. He was like, I should never have gave you this house, this and this and that. I was like, shit. And like, he was like, what are you talking about? And like, as soon as he came out, my Uber we done already pulled off. So then that's when he texted me. He was like, what did you tell, that you changed gender for? And I was like, so I went to go call him. I called him on the phone and I was like, because he was thinking I was underage and all this stuff. He was like, I don't give a fuck. You should have came up with something better than that. So he was just like, I better not see, this and this and this and that again. So I'm just scared, for my life because at this time, like I told you, when I'm on a dating app, nobody knows where I live. But given the fact that he was my boyfriend, like I told you, I used to have Uber sent down to different addresses because I did live in a projects kind of. So there was a lot of abandoned houses, which I used to call it trap houses, in my neighborhood. So I used to always have the Uber picking me up at the trap house or whatever, the abandoned house. And so so I was scared that something was gonna happen to me or something, or you know, like he knows where I live because given the fact that, like I said, we went out. You know, I used to have him, you know, sometimes pick me up, send me Ubers to my house. So he knows where I live. So, like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I mean, honestly, like, I didn't know what to do. So by the time I did have a gay boy best friend, and my gay boy best friend at the time did not play. So I told him, I was like, listen, it is what it is. You know, at the time, like I know what I did was wrong, but at this time now I got to get ready for war, bitch, because you know I'm not like one thing about it is I feel bad for what I did, but I was trying to save you and from your, you know, his father thinking, you know, I was underage or well, the case may be. So at this time, bitch is motherfucking war, bitch. You know, so I said, you know, I know what I do was wrong, but if you try any crazy shit, shit's gonna get worse for you. I was like, just put it like that. I was like, because I already know your business. You know, you don't want this shit to leak out or whatever the case may be. Because remind you, even though he did not live in my town, baby, I had his Facebook, he had mine. We had some mutual friends. Bitch, this is not what the fuck you want, baby. So, that's when I put it to him like that, and he was just like, you know, nothing's gonna happen to you, but I can't fuck with you anymore. And I said, it is what it is. So that was the time where me and my sticky DL link, my DL sneaky link, or however you want to put it, got caught. So boom. So that was a long dance story time. I was gonna do a mukbang, but girl, it was so much that went into the story time. I said I cannot do a mukbang, okay, for the girlies and the guys. So let me know how you guys feel about the story time and drop down in the comments. Was I wrong? Was I not? Did I do what I was supposed to do? So boom. So until next time, my girlies and my guys.